Hello everybody, welcome to this Shir on Lag BaOmer, a deeper look at a little understood landmark in our calendar. First off, what does the name Lag BaOmer actually mean? Lag is a Hebrew abbreviation for a number. Each Hebrew letter has a number connected to it. Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, Gimel is 3, and so on. Yud is 10. After Yud we go up in tens, so Kaf is 20 and Lamed is 30. Lamed Gimel is 33, and it is abbreviated to Lag. Omer means sheaf, and this refers to the sheaf of barley which was offered on the second day of Pesach in temple times. That day is the first of the 49 days when we count each day in the build-up to Shavuot, the celebration of the giving of the Torah, which takes place on the 50th day. Because the count started with the Omer offering, the count is referred to as counting the Omer. Lag BaOmer is the 33rd day of the Omer. Bnei Yissaschar, a Hasidic commentator, finds glimpses of deeper things in Lag BaOmer. He points out that the 33rd word of the creation story in Bereshit chapter 1 is Tov, which means good. The number of the 32 words preceding this word can be written as Lamed Bet, since Lamed is 30 and Bet is 2. Lamed Bet spells Lev, which means heart. So in the first 32 days of the Omer, we have to get a heart. We have to be in touch with our feelings, sensitive to the joy and exhilaration of life lived with God, and sensitive also to the feelings and the needs of others. The day of Lag BaOmer adds Tov, goodness, to the Lev, the 32 days which came before it. On Lag BaOmer, we are taught to harness that heart for goodness, like it says in Shema that we are to love the Lord our God with all our heart. But we can go further with this. Tov is made of the letters Tet, Vav, Bet. These letters, of course, also have numerical values. Tet is 9, Vav is 6, and Bet is 2, making 17. Word 33 has a value of 17, pointing to the remaining number of days until the Torah is given to us again, since the Torah was given 50 days after the start of the Omer. We know that Torah is referred to as good, since in Proverbs chapter 4 verse 2, it says, Ki lekach tov natati lachem torati al ta'azovu, which means, I have given you a good lesson, do not forsake my Torah. We can understand that Lag BaOmer is a day not only for bringing goodness into our hearts as we think fit, but a day that refers us onwards to the ultimate goodness of the Torah itself. Our mission in the 49 days of the Omer is to acquire a Lev Tov, a good heart, and with this we can approach Mount Sinai to receive the Torah. There is another indication that the goodness referred to in Bereshit is the goodness of Torah. We know that light is a symbol of Torah itself. King Solomon said, also in the book of Proverbs, Ner mitzvah v'Torah or. A mitzvah is like a lamp, and Torah is like light itself. When we look at what it was that God described as good, we see that it was actually the light at the start of creation. Vaya Elokim, and God saw, et ha'or, the light, ki tov, that it was God, it was good. So at the start of creation, God created Torah as the definition of all goodness and the light that enables us to see ourselves and the world properly. In fact, Bnei Yissaschar points out that the phrase Et Ha'or in Vaya Elokim Et Ha'or Ki Tov has a numerical value of 613, the number of mitzvot in the Torah. How fitting it is that the good light of Bereshit refers us forward to Shavuot, since not only the numerical value of Tov points us onwards to Shavuot, whose anniversary is 17 days later, not only does good refer to Torah, but also the idea of light, which is the good thing being described in Bereshit chapter 1, refers to Torah, and the phrase Et Ha'or, the light, hints at the 613 mitzvot of the Torah itself. But there is more still. Thus far we are on the up, marching triumphantly onwards through the Omer to Shavuot. But what about if things go wrong? As we go through the year, we get hints of exile and conflict. On the 17th of Tammuz, we begin the 3 weeks of mourning for the temple, culminating in Tisha B'Av, the anniversary of the destruction of the temple. We have Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur as the build-up to Sukkot, Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. But we also have Chanukah, a time when we defeated the Greeks and rededicated our temple, only for it to be destroyed in the time of the Romans, never to be rebuilt from that time to this. There is in fact an amazing continuity to Torah, which means it will never stop. And this continuity is secretly hardwired into the Torah itself. The story we need to look at is the story of Reuven and the Dudaim in the book of Bereshit. Leah and Rachel were sisters, both married to Yaakov, Jacob, the father of the Jewish people, and they both wanted to have the children of Yaakov so that they could have a share in the creation of the 12 tribes of the Jewish people who would be founded by Yaakov's 12 sons. One day, Leah's son Reuven found some dudaim, herbs known for their fertility properties, in the field during the wheat harvest, and he brought them to his mother Leah. Rachel had not had any children at this time, and she asked her sister Leah for the dudaim. Leah proposed a swap. She asked for more time with Yaakov, their husband, in exchange for the dudaim, and Rachel agreed. Leah told Yaakov, Sachor sacharticha, I have paid to have time with you because I gave away my dudaim. God blessed Leah because she so wanted to bear a son with Yaakov that she was prepared to give away her dudaim. God blessed Leah with a son, whom she named naturally Yisachar, after the Sachar, the higher time that she referred to when she gave the dudaim to Rachel, and spoke to her husband Yaakov. This strange story, we recall, happened during the wheat harvest. The rabbis say that Yisachar was conceived on the night of Shavuot, which is the time of the wheat harvest. We can work out from this when Yisachar was born, since the rabbis say that all the sons of Yaakov were born at a little over 6 months. This means that Yisachar was born in Kislev, the month of Chanukah. It is not unreasonable to suppose that Yisachar was born at Chanukah. He was a child conceived with the light of Torah at Shavuot, and it was appropriate that he should be born with the light of Chanukah. Bnei Yisachar traces a hint of this in a verse in Shir Hashirim, chapter 7, verse 14. The dudaim have given their fragrance, and on our doorways are the choicest fruits, new and old. Bnei Yisachar explains that the dudaim in this verse are the ones in our story that led to the birth of Yisachar. The old and new sweet fruit at our doorways are the beautiful mitzvot which adorn our doorways at Chanukah. Since at Chanukah we have the old mitzvah of mezuzah, given at Mount Sinai as one of the 613 commandments, and also the newer mitzvah of menorah, a mitzvah which only began with the Chanukah story during the Second Temple era, many centuries after the giving of the Torah. Ideally, we light our menorah at our front door, opposite the mezuzah, although in many countries this is not possible and we light in the window instead. Yisachar's conception on Shavuot and birth on Chanukah show that Shavuot and Chanukah are linked, since both celebrate the revelation of Torah in the world. It emerges that the light of Bereshit continued to shine in one situation after another, just like we hand on Torah from one generation to the next. The light of the Bereshit story, hidden soon after it was created, blazed forth in the light of Torah given on Mount Sinai, then was carried forward to shine again in the light of the menorah in the Chanukah story, symbolizing the rekindled light of Torah among the Jewish people as they defeated the Greek invaders in Israel and reclaimed their heritage. The light of Torah shines on even beyond then. The rabbis tell us that the light of Bereshit also refers to the Messiah, the great man who will reunite all Jews with their Torah heritage, bring us all back from our exile all over the world to the promised land of Israel, and help us rebuild the temple. Thus, Lag BaOmer is the beginning of many great things. The light of Torah at the start of creation, the light of Torah in all its power, like when it was given at Mount Sinai, Torah even in dark times like on Chanukah, and Torah triumphant in the Messianic era at the end of time. Whenever we learn Torah, we bring this light to our souls and to the world, and we hasten the day of the Messianic light when darkness will be banished from our world forever. Then our hearts will be indeed good, as God promised through the prophet Ezekiel in chapter 36, verses 25 to 28. I will take you from among the nations and gather you from all the countries, and I will bring you back to your own land, and I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit into you. I will remove the heart of stone from your body and give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit into you. Thus I will cause you to follow my laws and faithfully to observe my rules. Then you shall dwell in the land which I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your God. The light of Torah from the start of creation will find its way into our hearts at the very end of time, the Messianic era. In the merit of our Torah learning, may it come soon. Thanks for listening.